Okay, welcome back students. So today we are going to go ahead with the topics that we were covering up, and few students have just informed me that the Python is not really working properly. My suggestion to them is just few students, not everyone, almost all everyone has installed and the Python is running quite nicely. So for them it is like, children, let me tell you, the OS that we require is Windows 10, because for Windows 7 Microsoft is not providing any kind of support now. So for Windows 10 only we have the option, because that's the latest version and we regularly get the updates for the Windows 10, so it is going to run smooth, and then you can install Python. Still, if for few students if it does not work, then once we can just have the online session through the Zoom app, and then you can share your screen also. Let's see, we will see to it, and maybe I can help you out in that. Okay, so try to install Windows 10 and then install Python depending on the what bit operating system you have, if that is 32-bit or 64-bit. Depending on that, you can install it. If it is a 64-bit and you're installing 32-bit, that's okay. But if it's 32-bit and you're installing 64-bit, then that is not okay. Okay, so you need to just need to take care of these things. So I had given you an homework, and the homework was swiping of two numbers. So I've showed you how you can swap two numbers using a third variable. So I used a third variable, that is c is equal to a, and then I said a is equal to b, and then I gave the value to b, that is c. And this was the simple technique of swiping the values of the variables. But what if I, the condition is you don't have to use the third variable. Now without using the third variable, I can simply say a comma b is equal to b comma a. Now this is one of the Python feature, okay, that we are using, and then you can print a comma b, both the values you can display. This you can do it, okay. But what if I say, okay, you do not have to use this feature, the Python feature also, and still you have to use only two variables. So how you're going to achieve that? Okay, there is some simple mathematics that we need to apply, that is of plus and minus, and it is not really that complex formula as such. Okay, so we can say, do something like a is equal to, okay, a is equal to a plus b. So let us just try this. Okay, a is equal to a plus b, I say this. So what is going to be the value of a? So the value of a over here is going to be 7, and the value of b is going to remain as 5 only, because I'm not changing the value of a. What is that? What I'm doing out here, I'm adding a plus b. So currently it is going to take the value, that is 2 plus 5. 2 plus 5, that is what, 7, and that value 7 goes back to the same variable, that is a. So what is going to happen, that the value of a, which was 2, okay, the value of a was 2, so it is going to change to 7. Why? Because this is 2 plus 5, that is 7, and it goes back to a, so it is going to be 7. So the value of a, which was 2, but now it has become 7. Okay, so this is the first step. And the value of b, we have just used that variable in the formula, but we are not assigning anything to b, we are assigning to a. So the value of a is going to change. The value of b will be as it is, that is 5. Okay, so at this step the value of a is 7 and b is 5. And then what we can do is, I can do something like this: b is equal to, okay, let us do this, b is equal to, I say a minus, that is b. Okay, so what is going to happen over here, that the value of b over here is going to be 2, if I'm not wrong, because the value of a is 7 and the value of b is 5. So 7 minus 5, that is 2. So now we got the value 2. So I got the value of a to b, and the value of a over here is going to be 7, right? Because I'm not changing the value of a, I'm changing the value of b. So b got changed to 2, but the value of a will remain 7 as it is. And then what I can do is I can say a is equal to, and then we can simply say a, or yes, a minus b. So what is going to be the value of a over here? Now the value of a over here is going to be 5, and the value of b is going to be 2. And now if I just say print a comma b, so in a way I have swapped these numbers, right? So let me just run this test.py. Okay, and that is 2 5 and 5 2. So I've swapped the numbers, and this is how you're going to do it. Okay, so even if I change these values, okay, now that might be certain problem with the plus and minus sign. It might be. So if I take this as smaller anyway and this as bigger number, and if I run this, and okay, so that is 10 22 and 22 10. So it is working for all values. Let me take this as 22 and this as 10. So let us just run this, and maybe we will just check. Okay, so it's working fine, children. So it is 22 10 and 10 and 22. So everything is working fine. So now you can just change. This particular formula is basically, or this line of codes is working for all the values. It's going to work for every values, right? So this is how you are going to swap the two numbers. Again, I'm going to tell you this is a is equal to a plus b. So what is the value of a? Current value of a is 22 plus 10. So that is going to be 32. So over here it is the value, that 32 value goes back again to a. So the value of a is going to change to 32. We are not doing anything with the b. We are just using that value of b. So value of b is anyway going to be 10, right? And so on. Then the rest of the things are taking place. You can make the changes. So this is how you can swap the two numbers using these formulas, and it is actually pretty simple. Okay, and now let us just go ahead. Now just we are actually just using the variable, assigning the values. What if I want that the user should be giving some values? Okay, so user will run the program and the user will enter the number, and that number will be taken as the value of a and b. So how you are going to do that? For that, the first thing that we need to do is, and at this point I'm going to remove all this just to prove few things. We are going to make use of a function which is called as the input function. Name of the function is input function, and understand whichever functions that we are using, it is always in a purple color. Okay, so it indicates that this is a function, and every function is going to have the opening and closing brackets. Understand it? Okay, so now let me just say input. I say enter a number. Okay, and that number which I'm going to give it through the keyboard. This is the message that is going to get displayed, and so this is the message for the user, basically, that enter a number. And so user is going to enter a number, and that number will be assigned to a. And the same thing I can do it for b as well. Enter, I can say first number, enter second number, and then I can say a plus b. Okay, so we are going to run this code, and the result that we are going to have is a bit different as what we are expecting. First, I'm going to show you how the input function works. So if I run this, press F5, and now you can run this, and you can see that now the message got displayed, enter first number, and you can see the cursor is blinking out here, which means that it is waiting for the user to give a input. So right now what is happening, the program is just waiting out here. Okay, that's the first statement. So it is waiting for the user to give an input. Once you give the input, that is 12, and press enter, then it is going to go for the second statement. Okay, so that is how the approach is going to take place. So if I give 12 and press enter, and now you can see it is now asking me the second number. So the program is still active and the program is waiting at the second statement. Now if I give the next number as 14, and the result that we have is something that we are not expecting, and that is 12 1214, which means that it has taken this, it has just joined these two numbers, which also means that this function, okay, whatever you enter through this function, this particular function only takes the string values. So if you enter 12, even 12 will be considered as a string. Okay, even 12 or any number that will be under double quotes, so it is considered as a string. So a and b are going to have the string values, and this is how the input function works. Now what is the solution to this? The solution is I'm going to make use of another function, which is int function, and I'm going to put everything that is the input function. Just you need to take care of this. You can see this is the input function that I am putting it under the int function. Okay, just to show you, I will remove this. Okay, and now you can see this is a int function. Okay, what is int function? Int function is basically, if I give 2, now over here 2 is not the number 2 over here is a string. Why string? Because it is under the double quotes. But this particular function, what it is going to do, it is going to convert this string 2 in actual number 2. Okay, so if I just to print the data type of here, I am going to say type and then a. Okay, so this function basically is going to take a string, so it is not going to work for everything, children. If you go abc, so abc will not get converted to number. It is only the digits, okay, only the string digits, the digits which are in string form, it is going to convert that into actual numbers. So if I run this, and we can see the output out here. Okay, if I give 12, and then there is an error out here. Why there is an error? So it has displayed the class, that is a class int. So now a is an integer number. Since we don't have b also, so it has given us the error. Okay, we had b, but then what happened over here, b was taken as a string and this was an actual number, and we cannot add an actual number with a string, and that is the reason why it has given us the error. So what I need to do is I need to remove this, and I'm going to use that input, that input function inside that int. So what is going to happen? The innermost function, please understand, this innermost function is going to get executed first. So the innermost function will execute, and it is going to ask me for the number, enter a number. That number will be in a string form. Okay, that number is going to be in a string form, but again outside this is actually inside the int function, right? So this outside function, that is the int function, is going to convert that string into the actual number, and then a is going to get the integer number basically. And the same thing I need to do over here as well. So int and the whole number. And now if I run this particular code, you can see the output, that is, if I give 12 and 12, and there is 24. So now it's working perfectly fine. So this is how an input function works, and this is how an int works. So if you really want to take number from the user, so please put everything, that input function, inside the int function. So you can just make sure about the brackets. So there are 2 opening brackets. Okay, if there are 2 opening brackets, so there should be 2 closing brackets. Make sure that, okay, if you do not give this properly, it is going to give you the syntax error. And now since we are able to take the input from the user, I can simply have my programs like, addition is, that is a plus b, and I can do this for all the other operations, 4 basic operations, and this will be subtraction is a minus b, and the product is, and division is, and this will be one star the character, and this is going to be the backslash. And now we can run this. So we can give the values maybe 2 plus 2 and 5. So this is going to be 2 minus 5, that is minus 3, and this is into 0.4 if we divide 2 by 5. So we can have all the calculations. So now every time I just have to run the program, and if I give 5 and 2, we can have this. Okay, so this is how the things are working, children. So okay, so I showed you the approach about swapping two numbers, and these are the numbers. Okay, and then there are few more operations I can show it to you. These are the arithmetic operators. Okay, what are arithmetic operators? Arithmetic operators are the operators by which we can perform some mathematical calculation, like the plus sign, which is used for addition, minus sign, which is used for the subtraction, the asterisk sign, that is the star character, for product, and this is a division. And if I give double slash, what is going to happen? I'm going to show it to you. Okay, this is a floor division. What it is called as? Floor division. So if I give this as maybe 5 and 2. So, okay, so what is going to happen with the floor division? That this is 7, 3, 10, and this is a division, that is 2.5. Floor division is only going to take the integer part. It is going to ignore the fractional part of the answer. Okay, so that is floor division. It is only going to take the integer part. So let me just do this. That is floor division. Floor division. And then we can have one more arithmetic operator, and that is 1 star, that is for product. We can have 2 stars, that is for power 2. Okay, this is power 2. So this will be a raised to b. Okay, this is going to be a power to b. So if I run this, let us give the numbers. That is I'm going to give some 2 and 5. Okay, so this is the addition, subtraction, product is 10, and this is a division. So now you can see floor division is only taken the integer part, which is just the 0. And over here, what is 32? This is 2 raised to 5. So if we say 2 raised to 5 means 2 into 2 into 2 into 5 times, and that is 32. Okay, so that is 32. So that is 2 power to 5, that is 32. So that is okay. The message is you can give this as power or power answer. Okay, something of that sort. Okay, so that is a raised to b, and this is a floor division. And then there is one more that is left, and that is percentage. Okay, percentage, and I'm going to put it over here for the other divisions, and this is the mod. Okay, mod. Okay, so what is mod? So this percentage is called as the mod operator. Okay, if I give this as 2 and 5, so mod is 2. So basically what is going to happen is this is going to give you the remainder. Okay, so if you that means that what exactly is the remainder? This is going to give the the actual, that is the quotient. This is the floor division, and this is the remainder. Okay, and yeah, so it is going to be in so if it is 2 and 5, so if we divide that, we are going to have the remainder as 2. So we are not going to get into fractional values, understand that. Okay, so with this, children, if you really want to check whether the number is even or odd, so we can do that, but for that we need to understand the if statement. So we can simply say, okay, print if, we can assume it a and mod b. So this is a mod b, and if I run this, and if the number is okay, I need only, just did some mistake out here, and that is 2, a mod 2. Okay, So I'm going to divide every number by 2, and if the remainder is 0, it is an even number. Any number if I divide by 2, if the remainder is 0, it is going to be an even number, and if the remainder is 1, it is going to be an odd number. So let me just give this maybe 23, and you can see the answer is 1. So if it is 1, means this is a odd number. Okay, let me just run this one more time, and this time it is 24, and the remainder is 0, which indicates that this particular number is a even number. So we can do this, and we can also have proper messages and all, but for that we need to understand all the if statements. We are going to do that in the future. So that's it, children, for today. And on Monday, probably I'm going to give you some notes. You can refer to the notes. It will be a summarized report of the chapter 1 that is there in the book that I have referred to you, that is of Sumita Arora. So the first chapter, I'm going to summarize that particular chapter, and I'm going to give you a summarized notes. So you can only refer those notes, is more than sufficient for you. Okay. So most probably, children, if not Monday, then till Tuesday I'm going to give it to you. Okay, so Tuesday, most probably 100% I'm going to give it to you on Tuesday, but possibly I will try on Monday as well. So that's it, children, for now. We'll meet on Monday, right? Bye.